Hello and welcome to Coaster Curt's commentary. I am Coaster Curt and this is my 2025 roller coaster rating series, where I rate all 103 roller coasters that I rode in 2025. I used a unique 10 metric system to rate roller coasters, and I explain everything about it in my coaster ratings explanation video that I will link down in the description. Most of these videos were filmed a while ago, before I knew I was going to start a YouTube channel and before I knew how microphones worked, but I've done my best with the audio and I really hope you enjoy this series. Up first in this series is the incredible collection of roller coasters at the roller coaster capital of the world, Cedar Point. Steel Vengeance. A lot of people think this is the best roller coaster in the world. I am not one of those people. I think it's a very good ride. I think it's an excellent ride. I don't think it's necessarily the best in the world, but let's talk about it. Intensity. It definitely gets a 10 for intensity. It throws you all over the place. It is very intense and very fast. How fast does it go? It goes 74 miles an hour, and that first drop angle is 90 degrees. It's really intense. Pacing. It doesn't let up. It just goes and goes and goes. There is a little bit of a brake run. On that brake, it stopped for just a half a second. I want to give it like a 9 for pacing. It almost felt like it was throwing too much at you, and there was like no break in between. The rest of the ride is just like element, 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 element. 2.5 minutes, and it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 different elements. It's crazy. Operations, they were killing it the day that I was there. I don't remember it being down. It may have gone down just a little bit, maybe a couple of times, but I don't think it was down for a very extended amount of time while I was there. In fact, a week or two before I went, I heard it got struck by lightning. It was down for a couple of days, but they had it back up by the time I was there. So operations, I think I'm going to give them a 10. All right, let's talk about smoothness. Now, a lot of people say this ride is very smooth. It has been RMC'd. It does have that iBox track on it. I didn't think it was all that smooth. The pacing and speed and intensity of the ride kind of knocked this down a notch on smoothness for me. I will say my second ride on it was a lot more smooth, but it definitely wasn't the smoothest thing I've ever been on. I'm probably going to give it like an 8 for smoothness. Layout. The layout of this roller coaster is insane. It's a really good layout. It has so many elements in it, and it throws you through those elements. It just absolutely sends it. I think, personally, the only reason it doesn't get a perfect 10 is because I think it's too much. I do. I think at one point it's pretty obvious that they're going for a record, for the Airtime record, and they got it. So I think the layout probably gets a 9 from me. Sense of speed. It's fast. It feels like you're going fast. It doesn't feel like you're going 1,000,000 miles an hour, but it definitely feels every single bit of 74 miles an hour. I think I'm going to give it a 9. The only reason it doesn't get a 10 is because you're sitting in those cars. You have a lap bar and a leg bar that hold you in, and you don't really have that feeling of flying through the air, which you have to have those types of bars on that ride because there's diving through the wooden structure of that roller coaster is like danger. It's not dangerous, but it's dangerous if you're not secured very tightly in your seat. But being secured very tightly in your seat kind of loses that sense of speed a little bit, which is why it gets a 9 out of 10. Restraints. Not exactly my favorite restraints with the leg bar and the lap bar and the seat belt. It's a lot to do. Of course, the lap and leg all come down in one motion. They weren't my least favorite. I got pretty securely stapled in on both of my rides, which kind of detracts from the airtime a little bit, but it could be really necessary for a ride that intense. So I'm going to give these restraints probably an 8. Not the worst. Not my favorite. Better than mid-tier restraints. So yeah. Theming. There's quite a bit of theming going on here. They have a bunch of like backstory posters through the queue line. There's a lot of Western music being played around there. They have a beautiful front marquee sign right in front of the ride when you approach the entrance. Yeah, it had some really good theming. I think I'm gonna give it probably a 9. Yeah, I think that's about right. Now we got to talk about airtime. I am a big fan of extended floater airtime. Floater airtime is where you're experiencing something like 1 to 1.5 Gs, negative Gs. It just gives you that like floating feeling where you feel like you're flying and floating at the same time. A lot of the airtime on Steel Vengeance is ejector airtime, which is like, I think it's like more than 1.3, 1.4 Gs up to 1.5 maybe. I don't know what the limit is, but I don't think you're allowed to have a roller coaster that does negative 2 Gs for an extended period of time. But if it is allowed, Steel Vengeance definitely does it. Because I had crazy ejector airtime. Like it felt like it was trying to throw me out of like a bucking bronco or something, you know? This is an airtime machine. It does hold the record for most airtime on a roller coaster. I'm gonna have to give it like a 9 for airtime. You get a lot of it, but some of it's kind of rough. Not my favorite type of airtime. Significance. This is a very significant ride. It has won a couple of golden tickets. It's huge. It's one of the only hyper hybrid roller coasters. I think I'm going to have to give it a 10 for significance. It's a great ride. It attracts a lot of people to the park. It's won a couple of golden tickets. It's a very significant ride.
Steel Vengeance gets an overall rating of 9.1 out of 10. With perfect scores on intensity, operations, and significance, this is easily one of my highest rated roller coasters. I can absolutely see why a lot of people rate or rank this as their #1 favorite ride of all time, but for me, there are a few coasters out there that are just a bit better. And you will have to keep watching my videos to find out which coasters I rate higher. Regardless of where you rank Steel Vengeance, I think it is definitely a must ride every time you visit Cedar Point. Be sure to subscribe to my channel to follow along in my roller coaster rating series. Thank you for watching Coaster Curt's commentary, and don't forget to enjoy the ride.